ni se ubefa himra Yesu riba sakrawaji ebreni hobyo Asembi ridisi Asembi ridisi Asembi ridisi Asembi ridisi Asembi ridisi Asembi ridisi Ujabia ni se Abubwa ni se Ubutsa ni se Ubefa himra Yesu riba sakrawaji ebreni hobyo Ujabia ni se Abubwa ni se Ubefa
Yeah, adofno yemmunyina jo mamakwa ediba home based TV and then so kwesi ade nwumre no nsia bokobo no nso no de na anim se adaje ni poso adimre ene de ba wakwan so saso na dofo amonso mo hwe Royal TV nso yemmunyina jo mamatnase obo ade nyankopon enhira mpapa na se de meka da no ensem aye bebeka na nwumre nso ye nka ne se de opese ote no na mum ye ka ne se de nyame asem se sola scriptura, the Bible and the Bible only nyemi feel say me dream say me susu say dabi eno ye nka bi e wa hanom it is why a crowd oba ade enhira papa na be ka me ho ne da seda kese amadofo a wo na etiti mo wirim programs a ye ni nyina e mo adaroma na mutuaka ti da biara da ye koye nkotodwan nim so aye kai mo mpaebo msire nyankopon se onhira mo oma mo nsem mra saade se de be yambe timi atobia ma ne ne de tua airtimes no 6 TV stations 1 hour each enye easy into mo adaroma yesrema last month amakra into yesrema mo modern twamra Macedonia emeboayen no ba de nyankopon so be hira mo papa na enu achi no se won so person support program no number between send this card ato so no ye program nyina bo se egu screen no so se see e screen no so a Messer production so mo fa ngu so ma ye 055 35 74 933 mpato egu so ti copy number no o send this card be die beba na ye Joseph Anane Mr. Odie beba no Joseph Anane ye wie program na wo question bia so the same number ofra evangelist Bepike na enkomo bi ohobia no ono wadi na mpanisi wudi wo mni amwa yechi ma me fa seda kese emma labaulation team ye team ewo labaulation no mo ama ade na beka yensa oba ade nyankopon hira mo papa enu achi kwaso team kwaso mo nso oba ade nyankopon hira mo papa kade Adventist men kade Adventist men kade Adventist men nyame hira mo papa enra mene na evangelist Joseph Anani ni team ni nyina e wo mo akache nyame enhira papa mo organize program na kama matenka nyame enhira papa mamfa kwenye so na mo sofo pastor Kwame Apiakubi osofo nyankopon te asefo no enhira papa na me ka ne se enye memene dan sori nko ne to nsafre wa sori akwasi ada adwada ebranda ukuada na hu nsam a ye ka ne se enyame asem a ye je ho akinye enye ye no kretrodo na to nsafre ya ya krado se ye beba the number egu screen so no fra oto safre ya beba ne no waba bisua de no nyakwanya abusa wonsem enne ye ko part 7 se America ebo wa ewiase aka ni nyina pepun chewo when America coughs the rest of the world catches cold ye ko part 7 na enne ye videos makoma 10 yibeyi ne ma wo ye mfisa asem ye ti nyina ne se Yesu mo yefuntuo ne mo ka kire sansana ne maye to so mi no beba no ensankyireni bi bedi animu ebi no modern so hyede ne gira ho man se moa no sa be kire se moa ne gira ho man heni na yehunu se sa ne ma no ba ye na ye ho so siesi ye ho ahosiesi amapa na ne maye no aben ne nyina afrase da no ho adi be na Christopher hunu na emum ne o muhunu obekwa brochire o ma me na ye wo ubenya visa eno no mo ka ho ye from esuafu de hye Kofi Kakari nyame akwa the researcher himself evangelist Joseph Ananewa evangelist Mwadwomo akwaba and then so ahyefufu woni so ahyefufu bia na che de akire no so evangelist ya kopa 7 of when America calls
yes
e dey na nyame se beka kire
right ye da nyankopon ase se wamaye akwanya kase ete se sanso na ye da ahwefo ne adofo ase omo aboa magimitua adwumadie ho ka ye besi sabre ya kasai
very necessary
ya do mo ase na menka omo se bibia ye wa bia no enkwakwa enra me ye nan kwan so Africa de ba no number chese dodo na frame number be friend na me hu number no ti o tie mi on kai we ye sofo
okay
we said sofo na wadan na so ne free kwasiada da ba memenda
oh to God be the glory also for nyamisha for that bold step
I won't cry but me person me bo bro no ni dia ti so tie mi dia mpa cho ye wi a won frame na me because number na me kai but asofo dodo na yesa bia no mpacho mo de mo mfrɛ na yemfa ye into ye
that's right
enti adofo no mo amobo ye yemfra mo sika no enkokwa nyankopon ofrɛ ne ma na me nhyira mo bebre
amen
na yemfa akonya so ensanka adofo sɛ mamenda by 21st of May 2022 esobo kase be koso ewo ezi asori nyina mo Ghana
amen
yes enti yepa mo chew mo a yakacha mo samon kwaze nkwobo asu no we die opportunity na baba broso mamenda bay fa watade de odi ba ko nsuom no fakuta na sha atade kwa asori sa sofo no awia ye ba kwa kobo asu kan so bofo no na mo nkobo asu ai question dey obia na odi efre na bisa eno anu
because what can say am memfa so say you stream live on Facebook na said ya mo ye man da and then so Mr. Rocco Facebook odi what TV e kra o smartphone tell your credit kakra call Facebook na obi hu link na ono like home based TV na wa share said there are other people so benya program no a share na enu achi no so na ye nyankopon pa me mene da e be na wotwe e ade a evangelist Joseph Anane any team ni nyina e ko baabi ani SDA church baabi ani SDA church inti so te ben sa bia ye no mo me hia e wo baabi ani SDA church. God bless you evangelist.
Very good. Ana afi so no osapakani kunini bi so ye adesua titiri bi ewo
Ghana ha
I Ghana
Randiskit
yes
that's right
enti no obia nhwe
bi obetumi ahwe wo hope TV and I mean say 3 billion so far
3 billion Ghana
that's right and also efa na ne ho ya me nwanwa Bible from Genesis to Revelation e go di trim
sara nyankopon aye no ono so ne de no
opani nyami sha minim so twi dia
yes ya dante asemba ko a adesua mu meguso ameka na nyimreso no so mana meguso ameka yi twere konko ne gutaye no aye nkomche ye ensam ebe badachi aya ka to oboni beka say history in advance edi semetre do miensa techimo do ba ko de ko si dun so Revelation chapter 13 11 to 17 oka tumindie bi ho asem ewo ho na saa tumi no odi aboa ene gina ho saa tumi no
that's right
wa mo obi adin o si aboa no hwa o piefesa asase ne yem te se ogwama na o abamienu na okasa te se otwease sana waka no ena wa kire nneoma aboa ne beye a ejira ho ma tumi bi abeba wiase abakosem adesua amaya adende me ho se saa aboa no eye America
that's right
America na eyi sa suban edi a kire ye enu nti ye di nsense ye bo no beyi omonsam suban bi adi daachi ewo na bakosem
that's right
na ye kasa obekasa ti so otwease a oman bia ekasa fa na memmo mram sa ene bia de mra hye badwam memfa Ghana ha de nyamfa to ho yare boni ba ya mo fra ne COVID-19 ye ti ona yare nam chan no prakope na ye mampani ekọ mra hye badwam se ye ma ne tumi na onfa hye mra na ombo Ghana fa transe e wo fa ko onfa mbo Ghana ho ban enti no parliament nase ena omoma Ghana
mampani
na saa kwanya no enye ono nkwa na enye so ni brasa so firu fa so de ko e wo ho o mampani bia ba obi yusu sanete enti no America be kasa se America be shemra ti emra ne kasa ma no ti America memumra no ene be kasa fine na eduru ho a yen kasa America memumra no the constitution America ye evil yen kan
yen kasa
na ebeba beduru ba bi no America memumra no ebe makwan se yentia onyankopon mra so titiru ni nyankopon homeda na ba sa pe emra no nyankopon mra no ne suban ye oto ba ko a wato ni nyinara
that's right
every say twere konkron ka se nyankopon mra nsam du eye han na kane bie ni ho a wo se me sofa na meja fa ho obedum no ana so beso ni obeso abom preko obeso no preko pe ti America be de wiase anim na ya to nyankopɔ mra ye homeda no.
That's right.
Na essence America ye aban na enya sori ntinu ode no mbebo nkon hyemu tumi ba ko e ho dada Bible so e di abogina ma no I know nso so ya kire mo se eye Holy See eye Roman Catholic aban
ejina ye na se enhyehyɛ no etum.
Very good. Na yakeka nsem bebre mesha ase maka no ma asha ase sisi America.
That's right.
Ne ntia ye mu binum no ye hu ye nso no trosem enti ni nkomhye ba nkomhye nam no yetimi hu nkomhye mo se di America ba ye nie eni ntina me masha ase ahye bufu no nye se bia ayi mampani ba dia ke bia kire me.
That's right.
Ba nkomhye no ba bia nam no ye hu de eba
enhyira ne de ohunu ye na wagye di.
Thank you. Enu nti mesha ase aka di asha ase fi America se ye yi na on my video one.
Okay.
Sana ya kan hu document.
Production Wada Roman and there were 10 videos. For the meantime, video 1 Wada Roman Rufa Mine.
Yes.
Good afternoon. I'm grateful to Administrator Regan for joining us here at the Justice Department. Today, I am announcing 3 actions that the department is taking to advance environmental justice. First, consistent with the President's executive order on tackling the climate crisis at home and abroad, we are issuing a comprehensive environmental justice enforcement strategy. Associate Attorney General Vanita Gupta will discuss that strategy in just a moment. Second, I'm pleased to announce that we are launching the Justice Department's first ever Office of Environmental Justice to oversee and help guide the Justice Department's wide-ranging environmental justice efforts. Like all parts of government, it will get its own acronym, OEJ. And third, the Justice Department is issuing an interim final rule that will restore the use of an important law enforcement tool, supplemental environmental projects, subject to new guidelines and limitations that I will also be issuing today.
I don't know your sign Emma Kwaba be a quack video back on if you America. Yanko Evangelist on to the Washington Church.
Very well. Opening work Casano or US Attorney General. Now video no call by 30 minutes. Yenya kwamboni na.
That's right.
A dancing tin ya bobe ke to abi. But your kan no eno krata ni.
That's right.
Eno so na was screen no so no. Almost screen na me the red atro be sign e hon ni signature ankasa na wo. Na eno mentimi amana ampies e ni so part. Eno ne de kota yi. Na adansi nti
ye kum sunkun so a ye hu ahwe.
Very well.
Office of the Attorney General, Washington DC 20530 May 5th 2022.
Yes.
Very recent. Memorandum for heads of department components United States attorneys.
Yes.
Okay, the Attorney General, that's where it's coming from. There be free banon. Okay, subject. Action to advance environmental justice. Okay.
I feel
Today, I am announcing 3 actions that will enhance the pollution and climate change. Oh, sorry, I went back.
That will
enhance the Justice Department's effort to secure environmental justice for all Americans. First, pursuant to Executive Order 14008, tackling the climate crisis at home and abroad. The Associate Attorney General is issuing a comprehensive environmental justice enforcement strategy to guide the work of the Justice Department's legislators, investigators, and United States attorneys offices nationwide to advance the cause of environmental justice through the enforcement of a federal law.
Now, men kai tichiru memena kwame for 7-day Adventist. We are saying Yinara. Me kai omo first. Number 2, me kai memena sorry akano. Ghana ho one more aka we are say omo nyezi for storm memena for.
Okay.
fine me ka wo nyina titiru but as for na your priority ansa na omo aka no
that's right
and say Bible come say mu we are say awie ye beba enya Ukraine bomb enya kom enya sase wo so eye ebra we are say abom aye adwen kro ne anokro say ye hyemra atu nyankopon mra no eno na we are say ye beba
that's right na we are say kruwa ayema
simple eno Revelation chapter 18 verse 5 no
okay
entino letter ye aye kan na opening Biden so opening Biden what emrashefo committee wenum nye nipa keto wo we US attorneys
that's right
womo atemufo wo America menka ne sa eku ayate se omunko fa chise yemra na yemfa ensha climate change so ada say climate change no so no e mo na kwasara som wo
that's right
entino enforcement on the banches ye di ohye ba se nhye no yakoja atom ye ni so sa ohye no enya ba na man komshe no ayema
se we ni so asotwen asotwekire
committee we na di sa asotwen
that's right
na eno so na di wiase wie beba no eno nti na mani abre a meka sa no
that's right
enti no ma SJ4 ntwen ba bia nkomshe edi na ni akira wiase ekon kire se yemmum niemma wiase ehu bone a ompeso mode ba no yenka nsa na bone na ba
that's right
ha bone ne ba na wo kan enye hwebiem te se Noah bokoko na nsa na osuo na ba osuo no mra na no no wadaka mdada
that's right
ebra osuo no nto no wa mpia nka nche ne pa ne se nsuo to okaye ansa na osuo ne ba
that's right
eno bi na ye kan ye di ka hye kwaje me ka kiro mo se ade no eba enti yemmum nka sa brand skit be ko ni nche so mo bi nyam sanka wo
debida
yo
yes sesi no at least omotu anamon bi ne mu isa munye bi nka ho betimi ya TV stations e wo Ghana dodo a mo betimi bia no munye na munye Saturday we because eniem nyina di adanse so say program we so yen ka bibi man no fail that never if you say you nyame asem so that can evangelist
se obekaya ye kan atonjiro letter no so say in pursuant to order 14008
that's right
sa order no kan ni enu ni huma bia ebre bi me kan say Joe Biden dia ba wakasa ti me kan chese for so mo so da nopa
o mo fa say mo jadu anopa wi anwumre
sa because ochro sa document no January 2021 enu na attorney general no waka say dia huma we ya kanti
that's right
ehun tutu na mo de ba no for home and abroad or so or tram America any we are say
okay
enu no mo ye ntia wo de me yen kan wanse ma dance ye
that's right
ye de kai wo afei and then in America say ye call Glasgow no we are seeing na call Glasgow
that's right
Ghana ko bi and then na Ghana enhye Ghana entiku a o mehwe se de ekoji tumo Glasgow no ye nhye ho mra ana Ghana entisu yakwo no amaya wo do Ghana we are seeing na no obia mo so
debi
and American kwa edikan se ye tikuo na omo ye mrahye bidwafo a ye be kire asotwe a ewo ho se wotumra no ye mfa nyew and American edikan
that's right because ye ka climate change na e wi ase nyina nya American ko inja denti na America edikan
enu ni asem
bisa kese
eh asem bisa enu nti adance biu ye be ko Glasgow no e ja konkro conferences o kan osom ahodo bi ebomu e wona kache eye October 4
2021
yes.
Joint appeal
na wo hwe sa joint appeal no a bi next week na hwe be o kan say the world is called to achieve net zero em say what 10 page over be me market be me dey near their problem be but
okay
what they flip the next 2 pages
okay I'll say
okay
I'll say the world is called to achieve net zero carbon emission as soon as possible with wealthier countries taking the lead in reducing their own emission and in financing emission reduction from poorer nations.
Thank you. For Francis eja konkron oni asori na no for efi kremu de kopo somuso wo mnyana de ko hia ya omode om sa hye krata ase se omo ka kire amanyofo na manama na yekopo hia Glasgow se wo mo nyintum se amanya ewo sika
mo
wo mo ni kan na mo nto anamo na mo moa ekron ketwa no enti no ayade a magia tum dada.
That's right.
Say America na beko. If it's a wiase no wope aman a ewo sika America de
ni mu nye yi ena no nkamfu ano ono ne abo ne din won konhye no se obedikan
sa enti na meka se suban America yi na die no eno na won komhye mu.
That's right.
Enti no se no America ba bonten se ye hyemra ena meka ne san dan na aman bebebe wo wiase America nko na e hyemra no so say
that's right.
na adanse enti de ye kan no e ho video so mra.
Okay. Production make some videos 2 and 3 and also moon room for my.
Climate change is a grave threat. We advocate for common but differentiated climate action at all levels. The world is called to achieve net zero carbon emissions as soon as possible, with wealthier countries taking the lead in reducing their own emissions and in financing emission reductions from poorer nations.
Thank you, Your Holiness, and we shall read your words. And thank you for accompanying us on this journey. The appeal, signed by the religious leaders, is now presented by the Holy Father to Alok Sharma, President of COP26, and to Luigi Di Maio, Italian Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, in representation of the Conference of the Parties and of the political leaders who will convene in November. I would now ask His Excellency Alok Sharma, Minister Di Maio, to take the floor.
Your Holiness, esteemed faith leaders, scientists, and Minister, it is an honor to receive this appeal. And I look
from the time I'm quite view, and some would do follow program in the videos where Yabo to buy a KBB at the show.
Yes. I say video in the car on no can say and cry. I was a car, I can't kind of
That's right.
Number 2, the Adako Pope Francis, a quarter and not or any say the Papa. Papa no near friend Alok Sharma.
That's right.
Or no, or ye COP26, I'm an a mind Shamukuna. Ya could be air doing never climate change. Or not, sir, you may deal a sinister.
That's right.
Don't know by your crat and pope or the coy.
Or they call you
Or they call you. And you call you and see a catch from say. A mania, a was a car, or more of just almost catch on me. I can, or more money can. And said the America, also America, your body, GA, as I said, the Yujuma.
That's right.
And you are not so no on transfer and non kakeke, or the comremo, said by a Utumrana Yacho. Sana identity. And you may catch up, you may catch a member that 40 years for say, and Namono as I say, committee no more tears and question Ramran. Just say, Boba.
Oh, you must have
na Makasa na wi no yemo the next video.
Okay.
Na yeni hande ananse bi ansa.
That's right.
Aye.
Said na wo catch SD for no. Yes some madaroma. Nyase yeni ne sam. De mo ni so hwe mo ni so ba. Mo na mo wo ano ne dodo number no abetima yedede no. Ti esremo an ne me bobokro no. Se mo sofo bi ka se nya no kra na mu tie sa sofo no. Because ankwaje na ya ankra she no so samai. Production video 4 mo room for my.
What we've learned from the IPCC's latest report is that Africa is warming faster than any continent of the world. And this comes with the loss and damage associated with climate change. In this respect, Ghana stands with the common positions of the African Group and Climate Vulnerable Forum that major emitters has to come with additional ambition in this COP26 to further reduce their emissions and support the 50-50 adaptation and mitigation balance. It is of great importance to the vulnerable climate change countries that this dream...
We the yedim openi kokofu evangelist.
Ghana
so na no atum bi.
Yes.
Come on.
Ne kasa no. Of what the Eja Konkro province kind no so. Na ono so oka say the IPCC akanye. Say Africa yeshi chain amaya akanyina. Ye baso. Na ono ne kasa mu no de metwi firi mu amepese ahwefo ene tefo nyina ntie ne say Ghana nso agito mu say enkro a anye sika kɔ kan no wo mu ni kan na omomwa yen aye ni bi
eno no ka 50-50 no
ai e ka ho bi
okay
na krata be the Washington Post wo mo no de course o Glasgow no omwa ko chiri nyina na mo sa chirim de penifo no kan no se penifo no se no a chirim ena se no a chirim nti e boye yen asabi ye ne na ma chiri ayi e boye ma ye temeti ase dodo
okay
na adanse nti check e ho no
okay
paragraph 40 yeah but
finance
what empacho hwe what the bra shasha na nsa kwa finance baby after 2 years of
okay yes. The date is 13th November 2021 after 2 weeks of talks in Glasgow diplomats from almost 200 countries have agreed to ramp up their carbon cutting commitment, phase out some fossil fuels and increase aid to poor countries on the front line of climate change.
Very good. On say increase aid to poor countries. Yenum sa no mo frɛ poor countries. Anyafe. Afi yenko finance, technology transfer and capacity building.
That's right. Urges developed country parties to provide enhanced support, including through financial resources, technology transfer, and capacity building to assist developing countries parties with respect to both mitigation and adaptation in continuation of their existing obligations under the Convention and the Paris Agreement.
One say urges developed country. Why be agreement ni sam amaya tumpo no wo mu ni kan na omumwa yen a
afeni efifese
so said the Paris Agreement na kan sa pepepe enti no say America ye free Glasgow by November and December abetwam say ye wo afefo frobus mi etoso no May omo twabo na ka afin so e debi and America ti committee say ye ko hemramra na committee no omko tie no papa na ka o say de ye ko ye no ye ma America no bi ase nyinara sa na ton January kan
home and abroad
so America high abroad so Ghana ha America abroad nti home and abroad ye migiri say all right yen twa no so mo na di omode ba no eja kokoro Pope Francis ono bio edu na kachi ne lada to sia o de bra wiase ya bakin kamo kakra yentimi nkan nyina but me the pages na to screen say be ya ahwefo no wo metimi atwere
that's right
wo ma wo bie no ena no ba ko frɛ me say o nyankopɔ na do ko Roma fada benchen say evangelist ne ko fe kakare wo TV so say omo bo ma be de lada to si tino say ampa say Roma California bi o ma ne bi o frɛ me kan say fada ne ma ne bi
that's right
tell guys Roma fada so mutum nya din sa o
debi
ebe on kwando de bema ai sa
okay
now ye be hwɛ page 127 page 127
page 127
and maybe what say enforceable international agreements paragraph 173
okay
yeah woman have frontier
na bi no den kakra so ya gebende okay 127
yes
paragraph 173
and yeah paragraph 173 no
okay enforceable international agreements are urgently needed since local authorities are not always capable of effective intervention.
Wow, we eja konkro province there to we are we na mwa kwaji atum.
That's right.
Say international, just say amanaman kabom na omo nhemra, just say make say enforceable, me hu say me senka ne twi. E say enforceable, yemfa emra ebetimi ahye memwa ye den dia abra. Just say yen nhemra keke. Yen force law no na nye dwuma
Okay.
amanaman
That's
esan
right.
se wo jama oman baako na bia baako se onsha ono nko ano wontimi nhye oto aso ka nyansase
Relations between states must be respectful of each other's sovereignty,
yes
but must also lay down mutually agreed means of averting regional disasters, which would eventually affect everyone.
so wo se eba ne saa yenka amanaman ka bu nhyemraden no a yenka ne fa ne die ema amanaman fi so man bia edi ne ho
That's right.
nanso so ɔhaw ne bi wɔ hɔ a enim ɔman sɛ edi ne ho ɛyɛ ɔhaw a ɛba wo man mu a ɛsa mansa nyinaa kɔ mu enti no ɔhaw a ɛsa mansa nyinaa no ɛna mansa nyinaa na ɛbɔ wo hyɛmra so ɔho ne nyansa sɛm
That's right.
kama ɛno nti no climate change no ɛsan wiase amansa nyinaa nti ɔsɛ nyinaa bom ne ɛhyɛmra tia saa deɛ no
That's right.
to aso kakra bi
Global regulatory norms are needed to impose obligations and prevent unacceptable actions.
mo
For example,
ɔdeɛ mebɔ wo ɛhɔ akora bɔbɛ so yɛ nkwa yɛ
okay,
so ɔsɛ global regulatory norms
that's right.
kyerɛ sɛ wiase nka bom na yɛmfa mmra na mmra no yɛnhyɛ mɛka sɛ yɛnhyɛ aka ne fii impose yɛ kyerɛ sɛ yɛde adeɛ bi ɛhyɛw ketee so adase nti
Ɛnhyɛ ketee.
mmra de ba no yɛnyɛ ne nhyɛ ɛma wiase na yɛmpɛ adeɛ kyerɛ sɛ unacceptable actions yɛmpɛ ne yɛ biara a yɛne nye ho no ɛnka sɛ sɛ ɔmo de ba se yɛ nyinaa no
Ye bia ekutia sadwen ya yatoto.
yakɔtɔ no
Yensi na kwa.
yɛnsi no kwan enti yɛn nyinaa gye ato sɛ ɛhome kwasi ada ɛntra ho nka sɛ medeɛ dabi wo sɛ nipa no yɛyi wo afiri hɔ saa yɛntwa so nkɔ 174 na hwɛ page 128 ɛbɛyɛ paragraph 174 baabi
Okay.
ɔka sɛ international and regional conventions do exist but
Okay.
implementation and
Paragraph 237.
ɛbɛyɛ
174.
wode bra paragraph 1 ɛbɛyɛ page 128 page 128
128.
yɛfiri ha ne yɛkɔ 238 no
Okay, page 128.
ɔsɛ international and
Okay,
regional
okay.
conventions
128 international.
And regional conventions do exist but fragmentation and the lack of strict mechanisms regulation no what share paragraph
Okay.
174 no yes
International, regional conventions do exist,
more
but fragmentation and the lack of strict mechanisms
Yes.
of regulation, control, and penalization end up undermining these efforts. The growing problem of marine waste and the protection of the open seas.
mame nkyɛ hɔ no mu ansa wofiri a wobɛkɔ last one sɛ bɛyɛ bɛtumi asɛ bɛbrɛ no kakra
Okay.
but saa international regional conventions do exist but fragmentation and the lack of strict mechanisms of regulation control and penalization end up undermining this kyerɛ sɛ yɛwɔ amanaman hyehyɛeɛ ne mmoa ahodoɔ a yɛde ɛhyɛ nneɛma no ma nnipa de so a asotwe bata ho nso tɔ da bi a na ahoɔden ne nsi yɛde bɛyɛ saa adeɛ no na nni hɔ
That's right.
deɛ ɔka nie na ɔba sɛ yɛ na page 174 yɛ na page 128
128,
sɛ wɔde
that's
nam
right,
yi
that's
wɔde ba bra 131 kɛkɛ 131 ɛno bɛyɛ paragraph 179 Obie 131 also because the enforcement of laws is at times inadequate due to corruption, public pressure, blah blah blah.
Okay.
Yes, page 131.
Because the enforcement of laws is at times inadequate due
Yes.
to corruption, public pressure has to be exerted in order to bring other decisive political action.
No. Afenya de aka page 173. Page 170 to 173.
Okay, page 172, paragraph 237.
Yes.
Okay, on Sunday, our participation in the Eucharist
Yes.
has special importance. Sunday, like the Jewish Sabbath, is meant to be a day which heals our relationship with God,
More.
with ourselves, with others, and with the world. Sunday is the day of resurrection, the first day of the new creation, whose first fruit are the Lord's risen humanity, the pledge of the final transfiguration of all created reality. It also proclaims man's eternal rest in God.
No problem. ne nyinaa ne sɛ memfa to screen no so ma menhyɛ mo ha direct ne nyinaa ne sɛ committee no ɔpanin Biden ateɛ sɛ ɔmomfa asotwe mmra ahodoɔ mmra na yɛmfa nhyɛ sɛ bɛyɛ a America na wiase bɛdi climate change nsɛm soɔ no ɛna ɛgya kɔmpɔ province akyerɛ mu ɔmo ate asɛ sɛ kwasiada ɛne ne da no a yɛmfa nhome ɔmo agye atom dada wɔnya afei na wɔde kɔ.
That's right. Wabra Nyankopɔn ɛtwerɛ kronkron mu no ɔsɛ dɛ ɛtɔ so nso a yɛmemene da no na yɛ home da
saa
ɛde ma wiase nyinaa sɛ wogye tum sɛ nyame ne bɔ wɔ de a
saa ne teɛ
ɛna gya kronkron po France sɛ ɔno ɔsan na ɔde kwasiada mu abɛsie no anan
saa
abususɛm
na wasan sɛ wie no sɛ wɔde akɔma wɔn nso so ma wɔn nyinaa agye atom.
That's right.
Enti no wɔnyɛ ade foforɔ saa ɛnta meka sɛ committee na wateɛ no ɔmo no ɛnya afei na ɔmo kɔdwene sɛ yɛnyɛ sɛ ɛno asotwe na ɔmo de ba sɛ deɛ wobɛyɛ no yɛmfa asotwe sɛn ɛna
ɛma wɔ
that's the point they are making.
Okay.
Na mepɛ sɛ mede ahwɛfoɔ kɔ Joe Biden presidential ɛyɛ na ɔkan no so deɛ 27th mechanism very good the odema briefing room no section 101 yes ɛno a amehwɛ to the bia na na about we are pressing room January 27 2021 yes date no
yes 2021
okay
January 27
and this is part 1 putting the climate crisis at the center of the United States foreign policy and national security. Maybe I watch the next page in the section 101 be almost section 101 the say no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Section 101.
I see her pa baby say
okay.
Yes.
I've seen 102.
And the 101 that was say
okay, yes. Policy. United States international engagement to address climate change, which has become a climate crisis,
yes,
is more necessary and urgent than ever. The scientific community has made clear that the scale and speed of necessary action is greater than previously believed.
Thank you. Biden actually say climate change no aka fie na aka ma no ne enti no ama enoma na wo se omo ye enia beda ho ti no okun no onku na America keke okun na America na bonten na ukọ ehwa page 7 o kan sem bi ho page 7 if you part to taking a government wide approach to the climate crisis maybe I say we must listen to science and act. Yes.
Okay. We must listen to science and act. We must deliver environmental justice in communities all across America.
Yeah, that's it. One will say, Sergeant Nawakano, deliver environmental justice. So environmental justice, no, and then they are told you on the kind of say, or multi committee. They are coming to deliver environmental justice. That's interesting. What environment no? You know, I won't commit no matter. Good. Now, Ebra, Onyonyamni, Honorable Henry Kokofu, or Kasano. So, I can say, according to IPCC report, that's
right.
IPCC for near. Asoya, we are some man a manco at here. Na omu obobre, any abodi munyasape, who, or Munamokasa Pasadin, a mamma na mine. Enti Ghana pasem bi tie efiri amanaman ko batanka che ho se de na ekoso wi ase a ye ko IPC ho ne akoje e da kon ko France o tro la data sinim se e ho nso na okoje ne de.
That's right.
E ho nso na Biden nso so okoje ne de na opening Biden kan sem bi enti yembo video se de akire ni emra.
Okay. Production is video 4 and also moon row from
yeah 4 almost 5 7.
Okay, 5 and 7 5 6 7
ai omonto asomai.
If you give a climate arsonist 4 more years in the White House, why would anyone be surprised if we have more America ablaze? If you give a climate denier 4 more years in the White House, why would anyone be surprised when more of America is underwater? We need a president who respects science, who understands that the damage from climate change is already here. And unless we take urgent action, will soon be more catastrophic. He fails to protect us from the pandemic, from an economic freefall, from racial unrest, from the ravages of climate change, it's clear that we're not safe in Donald Trump's America. This is Donald Trump's America. He's in charge. Look, we know what we need to do to beat this virus. Tell the truth. Follow the scientists and the science. Work together. Put trust and faith in our government to fulfill its most important function, which is protecting the American people. No function more important. Look, the climate crisis is not our fight alone. It's a global fight. The United States accounts, as all of you know, less than 15% of carbon emissions. The rest of the world accounts for 85%. That's why I kept my commitment to rejoin the Paris Accord, because if we do everything perfectly, it's not going to only matter. I kept my commitment to convene a climate summit right here in America with all the major economies of the world: China, Russia, India, European Union. And I said I'd do it in my first 100 days. I want to be very blunt about it. My attempt was to make sure that the world could see there was a consensus, that we are at an inflection point in history. The consensus is if we act to save the planet, we can create millions of jobs and economic growth and opportunity to raise the standard of living of almost everyone around the world. If you watched any of it and you were all busy, I'm sure you didn't have much time. That's what virtually every nation said, even the ones that aren't doing their fair share.
I don't understand even with Joe Biden during the time I know president yedi. And now if you obey a president and who videos you do near correct.
Yes. One was say the Dickens that's reading no. Edikan was say yempe o mampania. On person obedi the abodi man yasape for air catching. So mampani no di Ninja America. Yes, American.
Donald Trump.
Donald Trump. Donald Trump no Donald Trump no oji to say climate change ekoso. So onyin to say e ni pansa no nwuma na e sade no. Donald Trump dey hawo ni.
Okay.
Ha. And na Biden in crop for Nigeria control for France said nipa ka ho. Entino was say follow the science. And work am. And na fe video to so me nsan o say ye kan wi ase bom and yakosa akono. Entino only wabeka said the ebeyeni.
Leaving no one behind.
Yes. And I do hope you say because say honorable Kokofu. So no so come Ghana.
That's right.
And what them say IPCC report. IPCC report no work no. Ba kunyi.
That's right.
We say all beko no omo beko Glasgow no. IPCC omo report and 9 na eba. Ba kun by so omo ko Glasgow e by August. And ba kun e by March and ba kun April.
Okay.
Na April dia ni IPCC for abowa kakra. Now,
okay.
Over check it.
The evidence is clear.
Very good.
The time for action is now. We can have emission by
we can
2030.
Yes, we can have
emission by 2030.
Let's just say or show no echo we mu no. In say ya de aba no. Ye betimi akon wiase show no. Ye bette so mienu ansana mfie nwotwe aka we nim no aba.
Enti ikura ho dance wa
I can now,
the summary,
very good,
for policymakers of the IPCC Working Group 3 report, Climate Change 2022, mitigation of climate change was approved on April 4, 2022 by 195 member governments of the IPCC through a virtual approval session that started on March 21st. It is the third installment of the IPCC's Seas Assessment Report, AR6, which will be complete this year.
I have one church say IPCC no yesu ka ho no. Omo ankasa ka say omo money boy fa mitigation ho no. Mitigation ona kwasa da so no shekase. Mitigation ye yensisa ya kwan ya hodo ya fa so de ye fa so a ema ewiem ye hye no. Yesisa ne yentiso. The Hona Kwasada some run a share, Yabaso.
That's right.
And that's in Yan with the one. Ghana come on the Agiatum. Almost say Yadiabama, a man in energy to Mom says I said 21st March.
That's right.
It could be 4th March. And to share Yadina Okim be and I bought the Rema of a Bambia Obiasi. And Momaka say a Bambia day Agiatum.
That's right.
Say the Omodia Bano, Yabayan. afei wo to aso ba no
having the right policies, infrastructure, and technology in place to enable changes to our lifestyles and behavior can result in a 4 to 70% reduction in greenhouse gases.
The next few years.
Okay.
The next few years are critical. And no, yeah, like the second page. Yeah, paragraph 7, how baby.
The next few years are critical.
Sir.
In the scenarios we assessed,
yes,
limiting warming to around 1.5 degrees Celsius requires global greenhouse gas emission to peak before 2025 at the latest.
More. The American says for besi my boy. My ready so. My ready. Me ready and bet me aboard no better. And they say IPCC no ye penny Henry Kokofo be kan no honorable. IPCC for say emra no see a deba na esha se ye dwuma ne nya su nsunsuaso ye nya mo mfaso ansa na
2025
2025 na nya krodin anya phone number a date because as you for the body date to say am binum yom nyina of course to say 34 for no e bo ben wo beto abosi ya yes
wow na is akabes 3 years yan fa na sa
tempo no ma beto ha den almost say ade ne ba na ayedwuma
ne yehusunso ansa na 2025
sa no moka na what the me fa last one bin to dwa share the next page. Okay, this assessment maybe this assessment shows that limiting global warming blah 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 requires
okay this assessment shows that limiting warming to around 2 degrees Celsius still requires global greenhouse gas emission to peak before 2025 at the latest, latest,
sir,
and be reduced by a quarter by 2030.
Sanity. And we are Senankasa no or much in fear, say I can't feel what almost so because 2030. Say or show no abano, end 2030, then ya chim. 9 million. One will say if 2025, equal 2030, no 5 years. And you know, only if 2020, I feel a group a COVID by only if you
that's right.
So in fear moon, yen see. Na yen said to say, dear Bayan in Pianum no say, I'm why near Chembra debut. Say by the next 5 years, maybe 2030, say I didn't know you. Engine of Opeso much say. I say a Shembrano and Nimonimuya. Nesha said, dear Juman, Sana 2025.
Yes, you sounds why you been and Sana 2025. Sana identity. Sassy Miambranumu. Yamium says Yamana Cosa, Yamana Cosa.
Intino video dear Chinimra.
Okay. Production videos 8 to 10. Wadaroma, the last videos no more room for my.
Our top story this hour, the world is fighting a losing battle against climate change. And a new report by the United Nations Climate Science Agency has declared that it is now or never. The report spells out some of the actions needed to be taken in this decade to contain global warming. This is a 10,000-page report. It is part of a trio of UN reports on climate change. This is the 6th such trilogy since the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change delivered its first report in 1990. The report says that accelerating global warming could cause profound human misery and ecological disasters. It mentions that there is only one way to avoid catastrophe, and that is by drastically reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Global emissions continue to rise in the last decade and have reached their highest point in history. As a consequence, global emissions are on track to blow past the 1.5 degrees Celsius warning limit, which was envisioned in the 2015 Paris Agreement.
Breaking news just reaching us here at Sky Centre. Have a look at these amazing pictures. Climate activists disrupting petrol supplies by holding protests at oil refineries. They are literally gluing themselves to the road as we speak. Hannah Thomas-Peter has more for us. Hannah, what can you tell us?
Hi, Kay, good morning. I'm sorry, it's a bit of a dynamic situation here, so you'll have to bear with us. We'll be moved around by the police, but earlier this morning, a number of Just Stop Oil activists blocked. We'll show you the shot now, Paul, if we can. Blocked this road in Purfleet near a big garage, and across the road. A number of arrests now from the police who are on hand. Harder, of course, to unglue those people who supersede themselves to the road. That requires a special solution. But a big traffic problem caused, which is the point, and a number of protesters who climbed on top of tankers. I'll see if I can have a quick chat now with one of these activists. Good morning, madam. You're live on Sky News. Just describe what's happening to your hand there, and then we can talk about why you're here.
They're just putting solution on my hand to take the glue off.
And why are you here today?
Please. I'm here today to send a clear message to the government that they must stop funding new oil and gas projects. We have 8 years of oil in this country. We don't need any more. We have 3 to 4 years to do something about our emissions, to do something drastic before it's too late.
We know that the British public cares a lot about climate change, but a lot of them really disagree with these methods. It causes huge disruption and real economic pain for those people who can't get to work. We've heard people swearing at you and beeping at you, people driving tankers who now can't move goods and services around the country. What do you say to them?
We're really sorry that they're caught up in this. We don't want to be here, and we're really very sorry that it's affecting them. However, we are in a climate emergency and we have to act. We have to start moving away from oil, moving to green energy, reducing our emissions drastically, or they won't have a future to work in.
Thank you so much for talking to Sky News. So this activism ongoing today, part of a planned month of activism around the country targeting specifically the movement of oil and the extraction of fossil fuels from the UK's North Sea. Kay.
Okay, thank you.
I know you all feel it. You wouldn't be sitting here in cold with your coats not on if you didn't. So I'm not going to sign this executive order, and I think we're going to make, I just think this is the beginning of a new day. We're going to just have to overtake the opposition on this. I really mean it. So thank you all for being here. I'm going to sign this executive order. Strengthening the nation's forest communities and local economies, and it's all about planting about 1.2 billion trees. So, and by the way, anybody bring the shovels? All right. Is this a state park or is this a city park?
City park.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
On tribal land.
Let me give you
Right here.
Right here. It's right behind you.
Thank you.
There you go.
All right. Thank you.
And by the way,
I don't know the sign Emma Kwaba Pew. Yes, and sign you.
The American worker. Yes, sign back. Now, first we don't so on say IPCC foresee it is now. It is now or never.
That's right.
Yeah, nyen is say ya, and I mean, IPCC. Second video now. My manager said, "The pebia Eddie Graham." Say, "Opo Francis document." Say, "I know your chere." Nanka de never been able to glue by an atadon in some dear Taraka found. Just say, "What didn't we dear up Taraka found?" Was a woman, yes, so would the idea why car quan one or two sabanchen. Meaning, I'm almost climate change.
A Jacopo Francis can say,
yes,
Yemfa or she, any or yetchere, and my penny for San Shishan. And it's been more for us, yes, any answer yetcha, and it's a big room, sir. I got a car.
Now, by the El Casano video no carry a better team is Metrebi. Now, Nation Yamia Duma, Major Mebo.
That's right.
Not can be. Sad, there was sign, Omoko Glasgow. Oni amanama hodo bi eje shebi tumu eno ye enuaduan Ghana kasa committee no amanya ekwohye bo say ye beduaduan no ye bo ye kwa ho ban no Ghana ka ho na America so ka ho na Joe Biden was sign it there say ye sha ase.
Okay, you know.
Yes.
And my pen is ready. My pen is ready to sign. I'm anxious to sign these.
Yes.
Get some of these bills to my desk.
Very good. Coming San Yakuba do makwese da be no asem no waka no ehu tese nyese bia ye ka watwere waka ne yatwere na ebe bo na no nsem no mpamu ate but ye di kan ka wo se wo no why ready na sa mra na tete sa no kan me se
omfamra
no
me pen ya ready ink bebre obesan ni nyina
be di ka white
yo SG4 the word to the wise is enough. Okay, my main share messages na kakra na for program no emra na wie. Na nsa na me kind messages no mo say me see to efe pa dam ho kama. So op see to papa sabi atwa. Ohima ya santo a won she be see to program so. Na so ye no e wo Mestre Production so mfa na number no so. Na so ye no Roaring Circle Accra. Wodi wani a kyerɛ sɛ wo kɔ Melcom na nsa na bedru Melcom no nsa benkum so pɛ ye ntwere store na animi Ohima ya santo a me na mfrɛ ne sa. Bo so to suit, shirts, shoe, belt bibi out on bi o. Na ni suit no enye mass production suit papa quality but ebo no e wo fam. Nti do kwa so hwe wo a DM program no so. Na so akwa akwaje wo tie. Wo ma outside Accra ofre na no be nhyehyɛ. De hia so do waist size ama no. Or do size pepe bro na or the amaka e dia bro. Your messages no kakra. Okay. Hi. Good evening, men of God. I want to ask Evangelist that what is this secret of his biblical understanding? I'll be glad to know it. He must be sincere to us and share it from PKK Safo Bichim. Oh, PKK, you are afraid of now. And again, America and the Holy See era, most welcome. We, the children of God, are preparing to die than to keep Sunday Sabbath. Wow. Amen. 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 Evangelist, you are doing a marvelous work to win souls for Jesus Christ. How I wish this program to be telecast on all TV stations in Ghana to create awareness. God bless you and your entire team. Amen. Osempakani nyami shira wo edien semson ko a wo de mayen emabunu yi nya mabunu kwakra nya mre wanyina ka ho. Okay, emso binya ka me kan messages no nanso dodo akonyo ba kontra so nche emre yi ninka so te se the program ni nyina eba na we evangelist any potete miensa e de na beka de atwato enche okun beba wiye enti na nwan ma mo boaye mo ba mo ne no mesra mo a mo nkoso okono ma ye dinde ba mo mo ne ntimi ntrafa mo kakra bi de metimi asra no. That's right. I mean shout is also send this support to program na number no once again is 055 35 74 933. Me patcho send this kabi edin beba na Joseph Anane. So what question be after the same line and I'll be my friend Suefu de share Kofi Kakari 0244 132368. That's 0244 132368 na yet me abon komo. Nyami sha so je bre na hwe dwumadi na program ahwe na nwumre no Mr. Free Adaroma e ade ukua da habo nundu ekobodu ba ko no 10 to 11 p.m. no obesenya